Hey there YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Sorry about the hiatus, just working on life was all. So this afternoon is not the first thing that I'm doing here today. I gotta head milking here in a couple minutes, but this tractor tire just about fell off this tractor earlier, and thankfully the hired man noticed it before he drove down the road with it, because that would have been really quite bad if he had gotten far enough along where it fallen off. So we jacked it up. That tire was, the edge of the tire was out here. It was about ready to fall off. So we didn't put it in quite as far as it was. This tractor was set up for planting corn last year, but it's not going to be planting corn this year, so we don't need to do that. So this half moon here piece goes in like that, then these bolts go in here. If we can figure this out. Going too far, I can't grab the stupid thing. You're gonna need a screwdriver. There we go, maybe. There, we got one bolt in. Let's try for two. Now we gotta get on them with a big ratchet. Alright, got the outside pretty tight there. Now we got two on the inside to do as well. So we'll get the impact on and then we'll get the ratchet on there. There we go. Maybe we'll have to let them run for a little bit and then see if they loosen up at all. Maybe we'll try that. I don't know. Here we go. I know someone's going to recognize where this log is from, where this big piece of blocking is from. Freaking things are massive. Last little bit of manure from cleaning the heifer barn today after they noticed that the darn tire was falling off. They left it there so there was no more weight on the back end of the tractor, but we just need to get this tractor out of the way of the feed truck for the morning, so then we'll come up and load this manure up another time. someone's feeding their sheep. Come on, get that out of here. So I said that the 10 ain't gonna be planting any corn this year, because this is gonna be. No, I'm just joking. Actually, the 7120 is gonna be planting corn. I just got the M on the planter to move it in and out of the shop. Big surprise in the shop. Boom, we got a TV. I've also been cleaning. I know it hardly looks it, but it's quite a bit cleaner in here than it has been. So the M doesn't even have enough hydraulics to lift the planter up and down. So just what I've been working on with this, I put all new bearings in the seed transmission, so one on each side here and down here. Redid the couplers. I had the holes were all egged out, so I had to weld them and re-drill holes. Added a couple new bearings on the 9/16 inch drive shaft that goes across the top. So far I've been through and I've inspected all of the seed disc openers and put new scrapers on and re-shimmed them and checked the distance that they're meeting at. Should be the length of a business card. What more there is to do, I gotta check over all the gauge wheels and get them all set back on there and make sure they're just barely right next to those seed disc openers. There's a nut on these that you turn. This here nut right here turns in and out, and it puts those gauge wheels where they need to be. Another thing I've done is put new seed tube protectors on. I should have had my camera charged up to show you what I was doing with them. That was kind of cool. Not really cool, but drive the old roll pins out, and then the new ones take a 5/16 roll pin maybe and re-drill the hole, and then put the new roll pin in, and they're all nice and tight. See, you can't move these ones. There's actually still two old ones on here. See the wiggle in them? No good. So I got that left to do. I got all new seed tubes to put in. They're actually right over here. That's an old style. I got these on, believe it or not, on Ag Talk Classified. So they are precision planting, as you can see there. They're supposed to be better. I don't really care. It was 175 bucks for 10 of them with Dickie John high rate sensors on them. So that was way cheaper than buying sensors for the seed tubes that we have. And actually, as I was going through, some of these seed tubes are worn on the bottom, so they might be affecting seed placement, which isn't good. Did that, got a wiring harness for the monitor, and so we got to go through and put all new wiring harness on. As you can see, this was a super good wiring harness. I've never had a monitor in the planter, you might remember. So that's going to be a huge upgrade for this year. I actually got a, let's see here, I'll show it to you guys. I got a special monitor from a guy named Jim Poyser in Iowa. So it is a out farming, you can see it right there, planter monitor. So your harness hooks up here to this 37 pin AMP connector, and you just give it 12 volts here. And then that talks to this here Android tablet that he supplied with it, with the system. Talks over Bluetooth, and it tells you everything that you'd want to know going on seed-wise on your planter. He has a system that you can do it, make it your own. It's a little bit over my pay grade technology-wise for liquid fertilizer monitoring. That might be something I try to do on our next planter or something. I don't know. But for right now, this will be a huge upgrade from what we were doing. All right, other things we have to do. I have the Shoop upgrade kit to get rid of these plastic idlers here, and it's a single connector. So Shoop makes this kit. It all comes together to replace these old style double roller. And so you take this right off. I'm gonna save them in case I get a broken one in the season or whatever. I'd be able to replace it quick, but I think this kit was like $7 or something. And it comes with all the goodies, all the hardware that you need to put it on. So we'll be seeing how that works. You gotta take your chains apart. So I've already done that. They're soaking in oil and diesel fuel so that they work freely while I'm working on the rest of this. And then we'll take these off and put these on, feed the new chain through it, and we'll see how these work compared to what we were working with. And actually you can turn these over the other way so that they wear on the other two sides of the rollers when they get worn out. So we'll have to see how that works. And then I did 2 of these parallel arm bushings in season last year, and see, that one still has a little play in it because the parallel arms were worn out, but this one's pretty good. I'd like to redo them someday, but I have the rest of these to do. I was really jonesing for a 12-row planter. I was surfing Marketplace, I was surfing Facebook, everything, Craigslist, and I didn't find the right deal because I want a 7,000 or a 7,200 because we know what we're doing on them, or a Kinsey equivalent of the same years. But I don't really want a lift and twist, that's the problem. I want a 7,000 or 7,200 12-row front fold, not wing fold, because then you can't get the 2x2 fertilizer. Because we like to put on the 2x2 fertilizer, everybody does it a different way, whatever. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. I'm keeping my eyes open. I'll probably find one sometime for the right price and have to work on it over the winter or whatever. But yep, so that's what's going on here. I gotta head and milk some cows here, finish up for my uncle, and then we are gonna be probably eating dinner and coming back to the shop working on the corn planter. All right, folks, we're into another day. Getting to be pretty busy around here now. We had herd check this morning. I had to get cows in for that. I had to clean half the heifer barn so that things would move along smoothly. We're just working on some other odd jobs now. Right here, I'm welding up this hitch for the chisel plows. Mainly just need the 2-bar hitch like that for moving it around in the yard. The tractor that pulls that, the white 4894, that has a hammer strap on it, so we only need the other side. But it got a hammer strap because that hitch broke, so I had to fix that up. All right, the other thing that we're working on is cleaning out the back of the calf barn.